Have you ever found yourself, trapped in this shallow end of conversation, just sort of treading water in small talk,
Mm,
when what you really crave is a deep dive
yeah.
into genuine connection,
Yeah, that feeling is pretty common, I think.
right? So today, we're grabbing our gear, basically, and plunging into the essential art and science of fostering, well, truly meaningful dialogue.
Sounds good.
We've pulled together an incredibly rich stack of sources for this deep dive. Lots of practical relationship insights, communication strategies, expert guidance, even academic perspectives, and some really candid discussions from other creators, too.
A real mix.
Exactly. So our mission for you today is pretty clear. We want to equip you with the understanding and, importantly, the practical tools
Tools to do what exactly?
to transform your interactions, to help you build deeper connections, skillfully navigate those common communication challenges, and really leverage these vital soft skills for success in every part of your life.
What's truly compelling here, I think, is that we're not just talking about memorizing a few new lines for a chat. That's not it at all.
No.
This deep dive taps into something far more fundamental, our innate human need to connect and to truly understand one another.
That's the core of it.
And the beauty of these principles is just how universal they are. I mean, whether you're trying to spark a deeper connection on a first date,
Yeah.
or maybe strengthen a long-standing friendship, navigate a really crucial work negotiation.
High stakes stuff.
Totally. Or even just build rapport in online communities, right? These insights are absolutely invaluable, which it really raises a critical question for us, doesn't it? How do we consciously and consistently move beyond the superficial to a place where we genuinely see and feel seen by others?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? So let's start maybe by unearthing the profound why behind deep conversations.
Okay, why bother?
Right. Well, research focused on human connection reinforces something we probably intuitively know. These kinds of interactions are a core human need.
A need, not just a nice to have.
Exactly. And think about this concept of self-disclosure. We're not just talking about revealing any old personal fact here.
No, it's more strategic than that.
Kind of. It's about opening up in a thoughtful, maybe measured way. And research shows this is consistently linked to increased intimacy and, well, overall relationship satisfaction.
Okay, that makes sense.
But here's the nuance.
Yeah.
It's like a delicate, reciprocal dance.
A dance? How so?
Well, when you bravely share something personal, it often creates a kind of safe space for the other person to do the same.
So vulnerability invites vulnerability.
Precisely. It's this mutual vulnerability that builds trust and understanding. It creates this positive feedback loop.
Right.
And you see this play out in surprising ways, like think about strangers forming an unexpected bond just by sharing life stories on a long flight.
Yeah, that happens.
Or even couples who've been together for decades, suddenly rediscovering each other's deepest fears and aspirations. They renew their connection simply by, well, daring to go deeper.
And if we broaden that out, the psychological, the relational benefits are just immense. Some work, particularly looking at customer relations, but it applies everywhere, doesn't just define empathy, it stresses its active nature.
Active empathy.
Yeah, understanding and sharing another person's feelings, truly attempting to view a situation from their perspective.
So it's not just passive understanding.
Not at all. And look, this isn't just some buzzword for customer service, right? It's the bedrock of all human connection.
Yeah.
When you demonstrate empathy, you just naturally build trust. You build emotional connection.
Built almost automatic.
It feels that way.
Right.
One communication expert puts it perfectly, calls effective communication the cornerstone of building strong and healthy relationships.
Cornerstone. That's strong.
It is. And that applies to your personal life, absolutely, but just as powerfully to your professional success, too. It's about seeing the individual, not just their role or title.
Seeing the person behind the job title.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the why is so compelling, so fundamental,
Yeah.
the next logical step is, okay, how do we actually do this? What are the practical levers we can pull to spark these meaningful exchanges?
Right. The practical how-to.
Often it really boils down to the strategic power of asking open-ended questions.
Okay, open-ended versus closed-ended. Let's break that down.
Sure. So some communication guides emphasize how closed-ended questions, like, do you like writing?
Right.
While useful for facts.
Yes, no answers, basically.
Right. They effectively put a ceiling on the conversation. They limit things. Open-ended questions, though, they're more like an invitation. They encourage detailed, thoughtful responses. They give the other person space to express feelings, opinions, underlying motivations.
So instead of what do you do, maybe.
Maybe something like, what inspired you to pursue your current project? See the difference?
Yeah, that opens a whole new door. Much more potential there.
Exactly. And some resources, especially those focused on connection, offer fantastic lists of conversation starters. Like, imagine asking, what's a dream you've held on to since childhood?
Wow. Yeah, that could go deep.
Right. It's a direct line to their passions.
Yeah.
Or, who do you look up to most and why? That gives you a window into their core values.
What they admire.
Yeah. And a personal favorite. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Ooh, that's a good one. A gold mine, potentially.
Totally. It tells you so much about their wisdom, their life journey. But, and this is crucial, it's really stressed.
Yeah.
These aren't just tools for digging up data.
Right. It's not an interrogation.
No.
Yeah.
You have to approach them with genuine curiosity, an open heart. The goal is active listening, empathy, creating that safe space for vulnerability, not just collecting information.
Exactly. And what's truly fascinating here is it's not just the words of your question. It's the intention behind them and the delivery.
A whole package.
Yeah. One researcher points out that every conversation, whether you realize it or not, actually has a goal.
Okay.
And when that goal is to genuinely value and understand the other person, like regardless of their age, their status, their background, it fundamentally transforms the whole interaction.
How you approach it changes everything.
It does. And there are practical techniques beyond just the words. Your body language, for instance, speaks volumes.
Nonverbals. Huge.
Huge. Maintaining eye contact, not staring, but connecting. Using open gestures and inviting posture, it all signals openness, engagement.
Makes sense.
Your tone of voice is equally important. Keep it balanced, friendly, calm, encouraging. Avoid sudden shifts that might make someone uncomfortable.
Puts them on edge.
Right. And maybe most importantly, consciously create a comfortable environment. A safe space where the other person truly feels they can share without fear of judgment.
That safety is key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was this great discussion I heard referencing Dale Carnegie, actually, talking about the simple but really profound power of remembering and using someone's name. Carnegie called it the sweetest sound.
It does make a difference, doesn't it?
It really does. And one person shared how genuinely talking in terms of their interests, whether it was someone's passion for sailing or another person's deep dive into geology, can instantly forge a connection.
Because it shows you're paying attention to them.
Exactly. It's about making the other person feel uniquely seen, valued.
That's such a powerful point, making someone feel truly seen.
Uh,
But okay, even with the best intentions, the perfect open-ended question, conversations can easily, veer off track.
oh, yeah. Definitely happens.
So let's unpack some of the common pitfalls.
Yeah.
Those conversation blockers that really prevent genuine connection.
The things to avoid.
Right. Several sources highlight things we've probably all encountered or maybe even done ourselves. First, interrupting.
Ugh. Yes. Big one.
It's not just rude, is it? It fundamentally makes the other person feel unheard, devalued.
Like what they're saying doesn't matter.
Exactly. Then there's making assumptions. This can just spiral so quickly into misunderstandings, irrelevant tangents, even unnecessary conflict.
Jumping to conclusions.
Yeah. And disregarding boundaries, pushing too hard on sensitive topics, that's a trust killer. Instant wall goes up.
You gotta read the room, read the person.
Definitely. And related to that, ignoring nonverbal cues. Missing those vital signals from body language or tone. That leads straight to discomfort, disconnection.
People are telling you things without words all the time.
All the time. But it's not just about what we do, it's also sometimes about what we don't do. Like avoiding vulnerability ourselves.
Holding back too much.
Right. It prevents that essential reciprocal exchange we talked about. The dance doesn't happen if only one person steps onto the floor.
Good analogy.
And finally, maybe the most common one, constantly focusing on yourself.
Yeah.
Dominating the
You
conversation.
have a monologue instead of dialogue.
Exactly. It just shuts down any chance to genuinely learn about the other person.
Okay, so you've laid out the conversational minefield pretty clearly. And it raises that important question again. How do we proactively navigate these challenges? How do we ensure a really productive, empathetic exchange?
What's the antidote?
Well, experts really champion active listening as the ultimate countermeasure, but it's so much more than just, not talking.
Right. It's not just waiting for your turn to speak.
Not at all. Active listening involves full, undistracted focus, showing genuine empathy, consciously avoiding judgment, and summarizing key points to confirm you actually understood.
Check in.
Yeah. And it goes beyond just hearing the words. It's about truly grasping the underlying meanings, the unspoken feelings, the intentions behind what's being said.
Getting the subtext.
Exactly. And a really powerful technique recommended by several sources is to actually rephrase what the speaker has shared.
How does that work?
You might say something like, okay, so if I understand correctly, you're feeling X because of Y. Is that right? Tell me more.
So you confirm and invite more?
Precisely. It shows you're engaged, you care about getting it right, and it encourages them to elaborate or correct you. Builds trust.
That makes sense.
Some academic work even breaks down listening into these fascinating stages. It starts with just hearing the basic physical reception of sound, then listening, which is processing those sounds into meaningful language based on your experience.
Right.
But the real deep work, the active part, happens in the attending phase. That's where you engage higher level thinking, interpreting, analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating, trying to reach the intended meaning.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot going on there.
A lot. Then comes responding and remembering. It just illustrates how much mental effort goes into truly actively listening. It's not passive.
It's a skill to develop.
Definitely. Another critical point is managing your own emotions during a conversation.
Keeping your cool.
Basically, yeah. Don't let irritation or anger hijack the discussion. Try to maintain a calm, balanced tone. And honestly, if you need to, it's okay to say, you know what, can we take a brief moment? Cooling down can salvage things.
Stepping back for a second.
Smart. And a really important reminder, especially in our global world. Cultural context matters. Always try to respect cultural norms and personal beliefs.
What's normal in one place might not be elsewhere.
Exactly. What seems direct and polite in one culture could feel intrusive or disrespectful in another. You need that awareness.
Sensitivity.
Right. Now, there was this really thought-provoking point in that discussion I mentioned earlier about secrets as currency in relationships.
That's right, it says currency. Intriguing.
Yeah, one speaker suggested that strategically sharing certain secrets could actually strengthen a bond, make the other person feel special.